you know when passages have names like the Baja Bash, the Drake Shake, or the Thorny Path, it's probably a good idea to know what you're in for. We only discovered it when one of our viewers said, "Oh, you're during the Thorny Path," so rookie mistake. We knew it would be challenging going upwind into waves for 4 to 5 days over 800 nautical miles, but we didn't realize 1, it was infamously bad, and 2, there were 2 strategies people tend to take. One strategy is to treat it like a coastal passage. You skirt the island, stopping along the way, pick your weather window at each stop, and take your time. This allows the crew to rest and the ability to enjoy many more destinations. Another strategy is to take the I-65 route, I don't know why they call it that, which is more of an offshore passage. This was the route our weather router gave us, but without context we didn't understand why he would send us so far out. Now we know. What we needed to do as we started our migration to Trinidad for hurricane season was more of a hybrid. We can't stop in the Dominican Republic because we're bandits. See episode 60 for that. And we can't stop in Puerto Rico because of insurance. This video is our rookie adventure discovering the Thorny Path as we're doing it. So this is the slog, upwind. We have around 18, 19 knots of true wind. Our boat speed's 7-ish, and sea state is there's swells and wind waves, and depending on when we catch the wave, we're upwind obviously. True wind angle of about 55. We were doing 50 here. We have the staysail and one reef in the main. Nothing really gets caught well on camera, the waves. Here's a bit of what it looks like from the inside.
The wind has shifted 10 degrees to the right. I hope it continues a little bit, because it was coming straight from where we want to go. The wind has been increasing since we started. It's more 18 to 20 true. So we're under one reef in the main, staysail, and we're sailing a compromise. We're not close hold tight because the waves are pretty close to each other, so it's keeping a little bit of momentum punch to go through those waves. So we're not super tight to the wind, but it's finding this happy medium between sailing close to the wind to go where we want to go, but at the same time maintaining some average speed and punching through those waves. We'll probably tack back towards the coast of Great Inagua, and eventually sail between Little Inagua and the north coast of Great Inagua towards Caicos bank. And so, yeah, pretty much more of the same for the next 20 plus hours.
Oh my God.
It's a little bit of rodeo here. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling better than I did before, but I'm all hopped up on Sturgeon for 2 days. Yeah, the waves are big, and it's definitely bouncy, and it's upwind. But so far, I'm better than I was before. Yes, the last leg, I was like the whole time, and was shaky and stuff.
I think what happens too is we spent 2 months plus in the Bahamas, and you're mostly doing day sails, and you're at anchor most of the time, and so suddenly like you need to get back to sailing, and we're hoping that we'll have a nice leisurely one tack sail to Great Inagua, but we got reminded of the ocean and the weather models, and so we had to adjust. And I think like you're probably more mentally prepared, and so at least you've lived this, it's still fresh in your mind, and you're like, okay, if that's the worst that's going to be for the next 24 hours, then at least you have a reference point. So a little bit of like a wake-up call, and sailing is like you have a plan until you don't have a plan. A little sad to leave the Bahamas. Feel like there's so much more to discover. So that's just a bit insane. We're doing 9.5 over 9 knots, sailing 51, 52, apparent wind 37, 38. I mean, we're going 9 knots and above, going upwind. And if people have questions about Daggerboards, I think that answers it. If people have questions about getting the right sail setup, I think that answers it. I mean, right now we're stay sail one reef in the main, 20 through 27 apparent, probably should be taking a reef in the main, second reef, but pretty insane. Wait.
So we've got land coming, so we're gonna have to tack soon. How far? Oh, we're getting close.
Yeah.
So we better get going on the tack action.
Especially we're moving at 9.5 knot upwind.
9.5 knots upwind. So show us how we do it.
So first thing, we're Daggerboard.
So he's gonna do the Daggerboard.
Getting it down.
So we're going.
Let's wait a little longer.
Oh, you're making me stressed because I'm looking at the.
What are you looking at?
I'm looking at the maps. We're close to the reef. So.
No, not the reef. Right. We have another 0.3, another minute.
That's the racing in him.
No, that's sailing
edging it out.
Sailing efficiently. Yeah. But basically, we have the stay sail. It's self-tacking. So we press those two buttons. Okay, we're going to tack early for you. 1, 2, 3, and it says, "Do you want to tack?" Yes, I want to tack. That angle is not going to be as comfortable because we're going to be sailing more into the waves. So we lost a bit of speed. But
that's tacking with our stay sail.
And that's tacking in the salon.
So then we raise this one, given the wind speed, to deck level.
There's a little bit of pressure, so I like to do it by hand. It wiggles, and then when it wiggles, you come back up.
There's only rain, I wanna crash and numb this pain. Nothing will last inside this lane. Oh, take me far away past these mediocre days. I need to stop this burn. Say, can you...
So this is becoming increasingly less fun.
This rodeo's got me feeling like a so I should go before I'm a oh no. This rodeo's got me looking like a bad girl. I should go before I'm a no.
Stefan's pulling the Daggerboard up a bit to flush deck on this side. The Daggerboards work like a sail, so the faster the wind and the faster the boat, the more you reef the Daggerboard, which means bringing it up a bit. The sea state has just significantly deteriorated. So we just anchored. We decided to stop in Little Inagua. The sea state was pretty rough, and we thought maybe we'll just stop and wait out the stronger winds and get some rest, wake up in the dark, and do it again tomorrow. So originally the idea was to get to the Caicos bank and then motor across the Caicos bank, but the sea state was quite rough today, and I think we're both beat. So luckily there's a little key here, and we can stop and anchor. We did anchor in the dark on instruments, so we're still sort of learning how to do that. And Stefan's just tying down the sail a little bit, just securing everything, and I'm cleaning up the lines. And then we're gonna get in bed and hit the hay. So after a few hours of sleep, we're back at it. The sun's starting to come up. We have quite a bit of cloud cover, and the wind is a bit more favorable ish. But the sea state, I don't know. I'm not going to comment on it, jinx myself. Anyway, so we're making our way. It's definitely a slog. We're about 4 knots VMG. But with the sea state, we're not convinced that motoring would help us a whole lot, given the direction we would need to go. So we're bouncing it out. Maybe you can see behind me.
So just to recap, we got up this morning at 3 o'clock, checked the weather. The idea was like the wind will be lighter, which is lighter-ish. The angle is still not great. It won't be great. So we're just sailing upwind, obviously. One reef in the main, stay sail. For now, just keep going as fast as we can until noon-ish, and at around noon, hopefully we're in a better sea state and we can start motoring straight and fast.
Okay, so plot twist. We were gonna stop in South Caicos at a little tiny marina called Seaview Marina and get fuel. Because of the direction of the wind and the current and the waves, we decided to continue north.
We'll enter Blue Haven Marina here. We should get there late afternoon.
Here's the Explorer chart. So there's a narrow...
Yeah, so there's lots of currents here. So at slack tide it's okay, but otherwise there is like 2.5 knots of current. So we should get there late afternoon. Slack tide is like 3. So if we get there like 4-ish, we should be okay. Then we'll spend the night on anchor. We'll deal with immigration custom tomorrow morning, or maybe tonight if they're not closed. And then we'll go to the fuel, and then we'll wait for the next slack in the afternoon to get out, and then we'll be on our way.
That's the name of the game when you're sailing, is you think you're going one place and you end up going another place.
Or you stop along the way.
Or you stop along the way. And so we have the craziest story to tell you guys. So we go into Customs and Immigration, and in Turks and Caicos, and the Customs guy would take credit cards, but the immigration guy only took cash, and he wanted $15 each to immigrate us, apparently, because we have to check in and check out just to get fuel. So that's the first part of the story.
And we tried to negotiate to pay custom the extra 30. They don't work together. And the 2 local ATMs are like broken, so we have to take a taxi tomorrow and go to the mall and find an ATM for $30.
They were able to immigrate us, and then on like Scout's Honor, we were supposed to drop off cash. Yeah, Stefan tried to sweet talk everybody, but it didn't work. So tomorrow we're on a mad quest to find a taxi driver to drive us around town to find an ATM, And the taxi ride's gonna cost, what did he say, $15 a person. So another $30 to...
One way.
That, probably one way, yeah. So another $30 or $60, depending, to find an ATM to pay somebody $30 for immigration. It's awesome. So Stefan's a little bent out of shape about this little piece of paper here. The whole reason to go to Great Inagua was to get the piece of paper to check out, and it was completely debatable whether or not we actually needed the piece of paper. So we go all the way there, which was sort of out of the way, and we get the piece of paper, beating upwind, getting seasick and everything, and then we get to Turks and Caicos, and they didn't even ask for it. What's our mission for today?
The big one is to leave Turks and Caicos and find the right route. And then we're going to find a nice grocery store and buy some goodies.
That's right. So we have our mission for the day, and I did some laundry. So at least we have some clean clothes in this 4-day extravaganza. And yeah, it should be a good day. We have to fuel up at the fuel dock too, so hopefully the wind dies down a little bit.
Oh yeah, got that.
He says we don't need fuel, but there's a high pressure system, so we're getting fuel. And Stefan's filling it up. Fill her up.
Well, we're going to have some light air for sure. Light air is okay. No wind. We'll have some no wind too. So we'll motor east, and then maybe 20 hours. We'll see.
And there it is. Both tanks are 100%. Stefan just loves having full tanks. Makes the boat go so fast.
Especially in light air.
Yeah, especially in light air, he says. These are the gentlemen helping us. Everybody at Turks has been super nice. And so it begins our 4-day trek to the BVIs. At least that's where we think we're going at the moment. Plans can always change. The conditions are about 15 knots of wind. We have the mainsail and the staysail up for now because we're going to tack a little bit a ways, and we're going to see how the wind settles in. Should be into the wind and motoring, which is never a dream of a sail, but it's what it's going to take to get us back down to the Caribbean. So that was a really short visit at Turks and Caicos, but we achieved our goal in getting there in the time we wanted. We were able to check in and check out, and we got fuel, and the people were really nice. So off we go.
Okay, the boss is forbidding me to take the camera because we're headed straight to shore and we need to tack, and I would agree, but I thought I would do a quick thing, but I'll close the camera, we tack, and then I'll bring it back up. She doesn't need me to tack. Let's see Holly in action.
Ready to tack?
Ready. View from inside, but the tack. Staysail is on a self-tacking track, so it's going. Boom. We're on the other tack. Job well done, bud. Look at those muscles.
He doesn't like to use the electric winch on the
And why we don't use electric?
Daggerboards. Because you want my arms to be really toned.
Exactly. No, because the electric winch doesn't tell you how much pressure there is on the Daggerboard, and when you do it by hand, because it wiggles, and when it wiggles, like, it's easy to pull. Yeah, faster. Okay, let me give you the big picture. So at night we're going to go along the coast of Turks and Caicos. We're going to keep Grand Turk here to starboard, and the sun will come up somewhere here. That's the plan. We're expecting during the night, middle of the night, to have so right now you can see our wind. It's in this general direction, but it's going to veer right. So we're trying to stay along the coastline around that area, then we'll tack back out. And the rest of the trip, once the wind taper down, should be basically Genoa all the way. probably full main. We're expecting at some point in time to have to motor. A little bit the state of affair outside. We are obviously with 18 knots of true wind and in fairly shallow waters too. The sea state is not too bad. On the camera it doesn't show, but settled down a little bit, it feels, except you probably see the bow going up and down. So that's our staysail, our flags, the main with one reef. Show you beautiful staysail from North Sails 3DI. I know everybody thinks about speed, and yes, it's speed going upwind, but in those conditions the boat performs really well. Well, we're getting a nice sunset good night. Holly's resting, so she's missing this, but I'm recording it for her. As the night comes, we switch our displays to night mode, and it switches at the same time the other instruments here. About our screens, how we use them. So for the computer, for Octopus, I keep one big screen or big part of the monitor space for the routing. So AWEN is in green, we have a GFS in blue, and ECMWF models in pink, and that's the route planning. Then we have a bunch of digital data, everything related to speed, things related to the wind, the depth, then some information about current, GPS quality, normal, magnetic variation, BMG, and lat and long. And this screen is kind of interesting. This is all our sails. So on this is a staysail in green, Genoa, purple, and then we have the code 65 in red. After that, the brownish is the A2, asymmetrical, and the symmetrical spinnaker. So that's kind of what we monitor on the main screen. Here we have a repeater with the Link application. We have a repeater of our MFD that just returned towards us here in the cockpit, so we can look at it from both sides. And we also go back and forth with navionics, and so we keep that screen, especially as we do more of a coastal sailing here at night. So anyway, that's how we use this. Oh yeah, this in here. Sorry for the motion of the camera. We're sailing upwind, so we keep track of the true wind speed. That's the instantaneous speed right there, 16 point, of course, the VHF, and the autopilot can control here. So now that we have the staysail with a self-tacking jib, then we can just press 2 buttons and tack right from inside the boat. Of course, we need to adjust the Daggerboards before and after, but pretty comfortable to be in an office right there. Pretty nice view. So I'll tell you a funny story that just happened. So as we're bouncing into the waves and it's pitch dark, so you really cannot see what's going on, I say, this is shit. And I don't know how she can hear, because Holly is down below in our cabin, and she heard, oh shit. And suddenly she comes behind me, her life jacket already on, and then she calls me, And basically she scares me. I'm like, because I'm by myself, and I'm like, I'm not expecting somebody to be up until she's on watch. So suddenly I'm like, why are you coming up? Like, why you have a life jacket? You're supposed to be off watch. She's like, I heard all this shit. And I'm like, I didn't even call you. So anyway, she went back to sleep.
Join us next time when we finish our 800 plus nautical mile upwind voyage to the Caribbean. And don't forget to subscribe.